Hello, welcome back. Here we are.
Yep. Again,
now,
in January.
And it's actually a little cold out there.
Yep.
Hey, there's a Stella out back.
Yeah, we brought the Stella back from the compound.
Steve's going mod on us.
No, I used to own a Stella, which is I don't know if you.
It's basically a Vespa.
Yeah, it's a 1960s style Vespa. The design was bought by a company called Genuine Scooter, and it was built in India. And I actually owned one, and I used to ride that from Chandler into Phoenix every single day. And I threw a rod on the Stella, and then I actually got a newer Vespa, but I threw a rod on the Stella. The problem is that the factory in India that made the Stella shut down, and Genuine Scooter doesn't really support the old Stella model. It just supports the newer Stella model. And so we can't even get parts for the engine now.
You can't use the old Vespa parts or anything? I thought it was pretty much just a rework.
It's pretty much the same, but
How are you?
But the parts for the Vespa are really hard to find, and when you do find them, they're expensive. And there's no parts around here that we can get for it, so we'd either have to rebuild an engine and figure out a way to get it put back in there, or do something else. But yeah, it was not great. My daughter actually wants to work on it. And
oh, really? You could probably put a whole new engine in there, and it probably wouldn't be that expensive. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I just noticed that it's funny. Like, oh, we're starting the Smithscast or the podcast. Oh, but my mind goes somewhere totally different. So it's been a little bit. We're starting 2018. Starting off with Morrissey. What was I going to look up? Dang it.
I don't know.
I was just gonna. Well, today we wanted to cover the first singles that Morrissey did.
Yep.
Solo. So I mean, as we talked about last time, the Smiths broke. Oh wait, last time we did Queen is Dead. Anyway.
Well, we did the Queen is Dead reissue because we already covered Strange Ways and the Smiths breakup, so that's what we covered.
Yeah.
We covered a little bit post Smiths breakup, and then we covered the reissue for Queen is Dead, which, by the way, if you haven't gotten it, go out and get it because it is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. Like it. Yeah, I mean, and oh, by the way. This episode of This Charming Podcast is brought to you by Dr. Pepper 10.
Yeah.
It's what's fueling us right now.
Yeah. Actually, that isn't a lie. With all the work I've been doing lately, between that and just trying to get a little bit more healthier, Dr. Pepper 10 has actually kept me awake. So
heck yeah. I was gonna say we did get a comment on our YouTube, so that was the whole thing. I was like, what? I've never seen this guy before. David Brewster.
Long time listener, first time caller.
No, so. Fortunately, somebody's watching. Yeah. Actually, our last episode has done pretty good for us for our numbers. So Dave says, "Well done. The look, dark tones and clean shaven last week. Now look at you.
I know. I'm sorry.
Scruff is very appropriate. By the way, the Smiths never played in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
So." But he says, I was exiled in Idaho at the time and fell prey to those rumors, even attempting to attend the non-show. He actually, anyway, it's kind of a long story, but he was in a youth ranch with a bunch of boys, trying to. Anyway, so he actually ran away so he could go see the Smiths in Salt Lake. But then he got diverted. Anyway, it's funny story. So he was a fan then. And it says they definitely played in Mesa at their wonderful amphitheater, as did so many greats. The Cure, Elvis Costello, Love and Rockets, Echo and the Bunnymen, New Order, Cockatoo. Actually, me and him saw New Order there. Yeah. I saw Morrissey there too. But many friends were there in 1986. I've never talked to anybody that actually attended, but Maybe I just don't know people old enough. And he says, I'm really excited to explore the post-Smith stuff, and hopefully you will look at the Marr stuff, the etc. Of course,
we will cover that.
Yeah. So, your request is granted. In addition to the obvious Morrissey material, especially after the amazing Vauxhall and I, whereupon my interest precipitously declined. Was I wrong? No, you weren't.
No, I think for me it was more Southpaw Grammar that it started going downhill, and I was like, what the heck are you doing?
Things started going south after Southpaw.
Yeah.
So, there was definitely a part, I guess it's just, some people stick with liking all the stuff by an artist, but we're not, I mean, we're fanboys, obviously, but there comes a point where you're like, okay.
Yeah, because, and we'll cover it later, but I just thought with Southpaw there were like 2 or 3 songs on the whole album that were decent. The rest were just like, what are you doing?
Well, that's for a lot of his later stuff.
Yeah.
You're like it's like 2 or 3 good songs, solid songs, but then the rest, are like that. You're like, what? Why'd you even do this? Actually his last album, we already talked about it, but I think if he cut out he could have cut out a lot of the fat, trim that fat. And it could have been even more solid because it could have been short. But anyway, whatever. We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
We're talking about
his early stuff right after the Smiths breakup.
So okay, the Smiths broke up in July officially.
Yep.
I mean, because there's all kinds of rumors going around in July of '87, and right away, EMI, or not EMI. Yeah. Did they sign for EMI?
I can't remember.
Was whatever the new company they signed for started going after Morrissey, even though him and Johnny Marr both signed.
Yeah.
As the Smiths.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about who did Morrissey sign with right after. I'm sorry. Yeah, so right after they signed with, after they basically left Rough Trade, quote unquote, Rough Trade. Yeah, they signed with EMI.
Because, like we said, Strange Ways was their last contractual album with Rough Trade.
Yep.
So now they're going into a new thing. But they went after Morrissey, but they didn't even go after Johnny Marr, which is interesting.
No, because Morrissey was the front man, and he was going to be the one that they could recoup any losses from. Because let's face it, Johnny Marr was doing stuff with and it wasn't going to be as profitable to go after him than it was Morrissey, who had just put out Suedehead and then followed it up with Every Day Is Like Sunday, and had a huge following. So that's where they were going to get their money back.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying it's interesting, with the whole court case later and stuff.
They should have gone after Mike Joyce.
Liar. Yeah. Mike, you need to put out an album. Like, that's the real thing is where you can see. Anyway, that's his because nobody went after Mike Joyce, nobody went after Andy Rourke, nobody went after Johnny Marr. They went right after Morrissey. And so there was suddenly a lot of pressure being put on him, and the Smiths had just broken up.
Yep.
So, like I said, they officially broke up in July.
Yeah.
And it's still unclear, like, who was the person that said anything to the press or anything. Anyway.
It was Mike Joyce. I bet you anything it was Mike Joyce. He was trying to assert power over the group.
Well, yeah, because, Mike... Let's talk to Mike. Let's look into the camera. Mike.
Just come on.
Come on. Come on our podcast.
Yes, come on the podcast.
Talk to us.
Explain the whole stuff to everybody.
We're interested in your side because I think you've been unfairly villainized.
By us.
Hey, don't tell him that. No, we don't. Actually, I have no hard feelings. Actually, interesting enough, this on Mike Joyce's Twitter, I just saw this today. there's this thing that says Joyce, Rourke, and Gannon, summer 2018. They're going to do something's going on. I think it's going to be. I had this thing where I thought of all these scenarios where there was actually Mike Joyce went on a tour just playing the Smiths, but it was just him playing the drums. You know?
I don't know. Joyce, Rourke, and Gannon. It reminds me of that Simpsons episode where Lisa isn't the best at everything and she's number 2, and she has this dream where she goes on tour, where she goes to see she's on tour with Oates and Tennille.
All the number 2s.
And all the number 2s.
Not Captain Tennille.
We're number 2. We're number 2. And she just thinking, why would anybody yell we're number 2? I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. I don't know.
Well, no. I mean, because actually, I think they were... No, it was just Andy Rourke that was working with Dolores O'Riordan, or the lady from the Cranberries, who just recently died.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's really sad because she had a great voice, and somebody else pointed this out online. She also had a really great name for an Irish band, or a really great name for an Irish front person.
Yeah, it's like, how much more Irish can you get? Dolores O'Riordan or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I don't. Anyway, yeah, I love the Cranberries.
It was actually sad.
Interesting enough, this is kind of the link between that Stephen Street produced at least their second album.
Yeah, didn't Jeff Travis also get involved with them at the very beginning?
I don't know.
It was either them or Blur. I can't remember. But Stephen Street
did Blur too. Yeah,
Stephen Street, and then Jeff Travis also went. And I can't remember if it was the Cranberries or Blur, but Jeff Travis.
I don't think it was on Rough Trade.
And the only reason I remember that is because I was reading it and I can't remember which group I was reading it about. But I just kept thinking, Jeff Travis, why the hell would they get Jeff Travis involved?
Well, because he was, I mean, a lot of people thought of him as a kind of a guru of the independent music scene. Even, I
don't know. Maybe Morrissey needed to write another index card. Which is funny. Now, Jeff, if you're watching, if you still have those index cards,
come on our show.
Come on the show and share them with us.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see those index cards. That would be cool. So anyway, so the Cranberries, like, I'm trying to think. I don't think he did produce the first album, but this, like, actually, I don't want to speak out of turn, like, because there's a huge difference between the recording of the first album and the second album. The second album is a lot way better produced.
Cranberries?
Yeah. It's kind of like, the Sundays, how there's that kind of,
I really like the Sundays.
I like this. I like
all their albums.
I know. I thought they only had one, Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic.
No, they have.
No, I know.
What?
But I'm saying that's the one with the Here's Where the Story Ends, which song is so good. No. Anyway. Okay, so
quick note. Quick note about the Sundays. So I love the Sundays, and when Kaz was a young little boy, he used to hate girl singers. He's like, no, I don't want to listen to girl singers.
Really?
So, yeah, he was against it.
Sexist.
He was 5 years old.
No, I always pegged him for a sexist. A blatant. What's that called? The thing that starts in the M.
Misogynist?
Yep.
No,
that's the one.
He was 5 years old, and when you're that young, it's like boys only or girls only, depending, whatever. And so Kaz was so against it, and then like right around 7 years old, I walked by his room and he's playing Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I actually like the Sundays; they're good. Like, I thought you hated girl singers. Yeah, that's when I was 5. He's 7. It's like, okay, so you went 2 years, but now you're acting like you're 20. It's like, Kaz, come on. And
he's growing up.
Yep, Kaz is doing good. In case anybody's wondering.
Look at him now.
He's in Bradenton, Florida, and he's having tons of fun. And he's also doing some good stuff. I write him emails all the time, and he's just awesome. and he hasn't actually he actually hasn't lost any of his personality, which is really great. Because like he isn't some staunchy missionary like we gotta go pound doors and whatnot. He actually has a really great personality still, and he'll send letters home to like a mass number of people on the email list. And I wrote him, I said, Kaz, I love your emails and your subject lines. I don't think people get the Smiths reference, because every email he sends back, the subject line is a lyric from a Smith song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, Kaz, if you're watching, you shouldn't be. I'm going to report to your mistress. You're going to be in trouble.
So Kaz is doing good. In case anybody's wondering, Kaz is out having fun and just being himself, and that's awesome.
Well, that's always good. Yeah, because you get all those. Sometimes you get those people in there that anyway.
Yeah.
Yep. Kaz definitely has personality.
Yep, he does. So he's doing good. But yeah, that was kind of funny with the Sundays. He just started listening to him out of the blue.
You know, I think the Sundays, like, there's just something about the album that's just kind of like the way it's recorded. It's just, it could have been so much better. Like, here's where the story ends. Great, but I think they just need a better producer to.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of like have you ever listened to who is the band that? Gosh dang it!
What?
That Craig Gannon was with before Aztec Camera.
Oh.
Like Low, whatever, High Tide.
Yeah.
Anyway, that album, like, there's just something off about it. Like, it's just something with the producing that just sounds weird. But it's good. There's some good stuff on it. Anyway, whatever. Okay, we're talking now. Let's talk about the Smiths. So, okay, this is interesting though, because you have the Morrissey coming out with a single, and suddenly his own single reaches higher in the charts than any Smith single ever reached.
Yeah, didn't Suedehead reach top 10?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually have it.
I can't remember.
I have it. Suedehead reached number 5.
Wow. And here's Suedehead.
Okay.
So I'm just going to turn it down a little bit so you can talk over it.
So suddenly Morrissey comes on the scene and reaches number 5, which is something that never happened. And I think that it's partially to do with the anticipation of Morrissey doing something, but also suddenly he was with a real label.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
It could also be the demise of the Smiths that propelled him so high. I mean, Smiths had a huge following. And they started to get bigger in America, and then everybody heard that the Smiths broke up, and then it generated interest.
Oh, because actually right at the Strange Ways Here We Come reached number 55 in the American charts.
I know.
Which is crazy, because they were way in the hundreds somewhere, on the other ones. But so suddenly this song comes out, and here, let's turn it up a little. I just love that.
Yeah, the guitar's really good on this one.
Okay. What happened though is Stephen Street, and this is in Morrissey's autobiography, knew that Morrissey was getting pressure to put something out, so he submitted songs to Morrissey. He's like, here's some things I've been working on that maybe you'd be interested in.
Oh, yeah.
So Stephen Street's actually the one that wrote these songs. And he brought in Vinny Riley. I don't know. Vinny?
Again,
Vinny,
you can come on the podcast.
Hey, Vinny. Forget about it. No, yeah, come on the podcast. Tell us how to pronounce your name. But I'm like yelling. Sorry. But he brought in him, Vinny, to I think to kind of make the music more interesting, because he probably had some basic stuff. But so Vinny played guitars, and you can hear a lot of the playing over, that he adds. And Stephen Street played bass and guitar also. And then, there's some other drums. So, what do you want to say about this song?
It's good. The video is actually really cool because the video is shot in Indiana where James Dean lived. And so he's just walking around the town.
Ooh. Oh. Turn this up. Okay, what is he saying here?
He's saying it was a good lay.
Wait, turn it up. I always
good lay.
That's what I always thought. Okay. But then somebody told me, because I always thought that, and I do I'm gonna confess something. So every once in a while, I may have misheard a lyric or two.
No, not Mark.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy. So, but I always thought that he said it was a good lay, and I was like,
it is a good lay.
What does he mean by that? Are we talking about sex, or? I
don't know. To be honest with you, I never understood why that closed out that way.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It was a good lay, but then I heard it was a bit late. It was a bit late. Yeah, I don't know.
And then other people thought he said it was a good day. I'm like, no, it's definitely an L. And the problem is the lyrics. Whenever there's lyrics, the official lyrics printed, it doesn't include that part.
Yeah, I got them right here. I mean, these might not be the official lyrics, but
like the liner notes in like Viva Hate.
Yeah, I was looking for my CD thing. Yeah, today I couldn't find it. So anyway, it's just interesting, like, because you're like, what is he saying at the end? I mean, he says it over and over again. Why wouldn't you include that in the lyrics?
Maybe that's why, because he says a good lay. He's like, oops.
Well, I mean, what else would he mean?
Well, what are the lyrics?
Why do you come here? Why do you hang around? Why
do you send me silly notes?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it. It's like...
Yeah, so this person, like, okay, maybe this is one of those one-night stands. Or not one-night stands. Or this person's over them. Okay, wait.
Or maybe the way the lyrics are is like, why do you keep talking to me? I'm not interested in you. Get away from me. And then finally he gives in. He's like, you know what? It was actually pretty nice.
It was a good lay.
That was okay.
I was going
ignoring you the entire
I was going
time?
another. But then he's like, you had to sneak into my room just to read my diary, just to see all the things you knew I'd written about you. What?
I'm not going to share it here because, it's too personal.
Did you sneak into my room?
Come on. We both know that somebody has sneaked into somebody else's room, which I'm not going to share here.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh! You're not yours, though.
No, not mine.
Okay.
But we're not going to share it. But we both know people who have snuck into other people's bedrooms just to be in that bedroom.
Never, to be... I don't know what you're talking about. No, deny it.
So anyway, again.
No, yeah.
But
I mean, it wasn't. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, indiscretions of youth.
Yeah, being young and dumb.
So
it's kind of an, like, what is this song about? You know what? That's the thing. Is the music and everything just flows so well that have you ever really thought about what the song's about? I never really have. It's just so good. And then there's the video that's totally different.
Yeah,
but then you love the video. Yeah. So I'm saying, like, I've never really given a lot of thought to what the song means. So let's hash it out right here.
Okay, so again, that's what I think. So at the very end, they sneak into the diary. They sneak in to read the diary and everything that they wrote and all the pictures, and then that makes that person sickened However, it's like, fine, you've been trying to get me forever. Fine, let's just do this once, get it done. You'll see that it's nothing big. And then he turns around at the very end. And he's like, wait, it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
So that's what I think, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's what the song is about.
It's interesting. I mean, I think it just flows, like I said, flows so well that I've never really thought about it. And even looking at him, it's kind of this person that's obsessing over this person.
Yeah.
But he's also maybe because this person's calling and sending these notes, he doesn't return it. But anyway, it's weird.
Maybe it's about Jeff Travis again.
Oh, it's sending silly notes. Like, I wrote a poem. What's the line in Frankly, Mr. Shankly? Like,
you write
such really awful poetry. Yeah. Anyway, so this song comes out. It's amazing. There's just something about I don't know what it is, the flow of it, or I think we already ended it, huh?
Yeah.
So
the thing, so I'll be honest here. I didn't really I like Suedehead. Mm-hmm. I didn't think I didn't think this was the
song to go with on this particular single.
Well, it definitely is a single song, but it's not the best song on the single.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I'm with you. That is the problem.
Well, let's jump to the one that you think is. Is it?
Okay, fine.
What? You think that's the song?
Listen to the music.
A child in a curious phase, a man with sullen ways.
Okay, you're faded down a little bit. Here, pause. Okay, well, because actually I love this song.
But you like which one?
No.
Number 4?
No, we can keep playing. Let's just talk about this song.
Okay,
I love this song. Actually, the first time I heard it was much later after I'd already listened to Viva Hate, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this song. There's just something about it. Like, the chorus is so beautiful.
Right about here.
No, I think you just passed it. Oh, there it is.
You were the only one.
Okay, here it comes. It's coming here.
No, we just missed the chorus. What? No, that was the end of the chorus. Here, pause.
First love.
Oh, that's it.
You think you were my first
love, but you're
coming. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
No, I think this is one of the most beautiful songs that. I mean
that's why I think this is actually the best song on the single. Has everything to do with the orchestration of the music behind it.
Yeah, but the thing is for this song is that it just doesn't have any kind of punch or something that you would
the drive.
Yeah,
so
that would make it a single. What? What are you talking about, man? Okay, well, let's talk about this song.
Wait. There's also another version of this song out there.
Oh, I know very well how I got my note wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, actually, I was listening to that earlier. I'll play that real quick.
So that's funny. So Vinnie Riley was playing the song, and they were trying to play, and they were trying to do a take of the song, and as he's playing the song, he does whatever he was doing, and he slipped. And he started playing the wrong notes.
Well, it's just, actually, because I always thought, I hadn't heard it in a long time. Oh, dang it. Hopefully this doesn't come up too. It's actually pretty long. Hopefully this is. It's
When the duff they really fucking
So anyway, it's
I love it because it's such a somber song and such a serious song, and then all of a sudden while they're recording it,
he screws up.
Both of them start laughing their heads off.
One thing about this song is let's start at the beginning again.
Okay.
Okay, listen to the guitars. Just very basic chord changes. It sounds like... Okay, pause. Anyway, okay, so I think that bringing Vinnie Riley, or how do we want to say this?
I'm just gonna call him Riley.
Vinnie Riley?
Yeah.
O'Reilly. No, this episode brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. No, so I think probably whenever Stephen Street gave these songs to Morrissey, they were probably pretty basic.
Yeah.
Very basic. And like I had said, you can hear how basic it's like. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, almost like something I would.
Yeah.
I mean, not put myself on the same level as, but but he put Vinnie in O'Reilly, or no, Vinnie Riley. Now, dang it!
Just call him.
He put him in to spice it up and give it more of an interesting flavor, which you can hear. So you listen to that. So you got the basic guitar going, and the chord structure, but then you got
You were the only one.
I think it's right after this one.
What are you looking for?
There's a nice chord progression after one of them.
You were the only one who's come and gone.
Okay. Anyway, so but you've got the strings and stuff. One of the cool things that Stephen Street did was he brought in real strings.
Yeah.
I think he was just like, you know what? Let's just up this. Let's make it big. He brought in okay, and as you'll see here with the next song, which I think, this is the one I think could have been the actual single.
Hey Mark, guess what?
What?
Here is London.
Oh.
It is London. Is it home?
Okay, your turn down and then skip ahead.
So we'll skip ahead a little bit.
Was a client overcautious? He made you nervous.
But when's the part where they...
What?
I want to hear the strings a little more too. This one has such good strings to it. And then Vinny, my boy. But there's that part. Wait, is that this song or is that? Oh no, I was thinking of Ordinary Boys.
Yeah.
Never mind. But so this one is a lot more upbeat.
Yeah.
But the strings are just like very, very full. Just like you got the rock thing going on. You got the strings going on. You got a lot going on with this one.
You do. Uh-oh. Yeah, and this isn't...
I like that little bass drum too.
Yeah, and this isn't a bad song. I like it. It's just... I still think I know very well is the best song.
It's a good B-side.
Pretty soon this is just going to be the Stephen cast. Because we're going to...
Welcome to This Charming Steve-cast. No, anyway, I'm not saying... I think Suedehead's a great song, so...
I think it is too.
It's just interesting, like this single, though... Okay, that's 3 very solid, great songs.
Yes.
It's like they weren't holding back.
Yeah, and that's that's what, and so at the beginning of this episode here, we talked about how some of the later stuff, it's like 2-3 songs on an album and that's it, and the rest is trash. On Viva Hate, I know a lot of people may not agree with this, but Viva Hate, all the songs are worth everything, including all the B-sides. It was like, how do you figure out which ones to put on the album and which ones to do on the singles?
Well,
because this was such a great setting, and whereas something like Southpaw Grammar, it's like, okay, we got two songs for the album. Which ones are going to go on the B-sides? And it's like, okay, these songs are going to go on the B-sides. What are we going to do with the rest of them? Well, we'll just stick them on the album then, because they're even rejects from the B-sides.
Well, I think there was a lot of... one of the reasons that the very early album and singles were so good is because there were... I think Morrissey and Stephen Street and stuff were feeling the pressure. Like, okay... And they kind of stepped up to the pressure, and they're like, okay, we're gonna take this, because they released Strange Ways, great album, all those singles and stuff. But the Smiths were over, so suddenly Morrissey, it was just going to be him. So he even had to step up a little more, and that's why Stephen Street, and this is just me guessing, but was like, we're going full orchestra, we're just going big.
Yeah, and I think some of the later stuff that Morrissey did, it was just like, I
got to release something else.
I got to release...
He didn't have anything to prove.
Yeah, also that, he also didn't have anything to do. He's like, what am I going to do today? Maybe I'll go into the studio and just record some stuff.
Let me write down a lyric. Legalize theft, leave me bereft. That song, I listened to that recently. I'm like, this is so stupid.
I'm sure...
I understand he's upset. No, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't mean crap to anybody else.
I know.
And it's not even a song that's like, you would, even if it's not even catchy or anything.
It's not even a song.
Yeah.
It's just
and there's a orchestra in the back. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so let's get back to. Okay. So anyway, I don't remember this single coming out. I can imagine how excited people were, because they just had, there's expectations, and there's probably a lot of people that thought that Morrissey was going to fall on his face.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they put out this, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like what?
Yep.
Like, he stepped up, and you can actually, I think one thing I didn't point out, but is that his singing is even more full.
Yeah.
And he's, like, I think he's, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, maybe he got more confident in his range and what he could actually do.
And he's like, or maybe Steven, was like, hey, you
quit holding back.
Yeah, don't hold back, just belt it out. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting, not that he wasn't, belting it out with the Smiths. Obviously, but it's just, I don't know. I think he just totally brought his A game.
He did, and that's why Viva Hate was such a solid album.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then all the singles that happened after it.
Well,
they started off really strong too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then it just kind of peaked and then went down and then came back up.
I'm gonna have to do more research into what happened, because somewhere Stephen Street stopped producing his albums for some reason, and I'm not sure why.
I think it's the Morrissey effect. It's like people, except for Boz. For some
Boz
reason,
is like, dude, I'm fine, I'm good, dude.
He's like, boss me around, do whatever, fine, I don't care. But like, other people are just like, Morrissey, I've had enough of your damn attitude. I'm out of here.
Well, we'll have to look into it. We don't know that.
We don't know that, but some of the things that I've read.
Stephen Street, come on the show.
Yeah, come on the show.
Come on, you can sit right between us.
You could take Kaz's old spot.
Ooh.
That would be the strongest person. Remember, when we lost Kaz, that was the strongest person out of our podcast. So, Stephen Street, come on, and you could be that third.
Help us.
It pays.
Maybe you could produce us too.
It pays in Dr. Pepper 10.
That's right. Those 10 bold calories. Dr. Pepper taste. Okay.
So anyway.
So okay, and then there's probably what I mean. We're just gonna. It's the weakest song on the single, but it's a good song, and there's.
Yeah, and again, that's relative. When we say weakest,
I mean, this is a single.
Yeah.
That's the thing. This is a single.
It's a single, but here's the thing. Even though this is the the quote unquote weakest part or the weakest song of the album, when everything else is like major great songs, and this one just isn't as major great.
Yeah.
I mean, it still kills half the stuff on most of his later albums.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you can put this up against
and everything off of Piccadilly Polare. Everything off of Piccadilly Polare.
Everything?
Wait, was that the one that had Get Off the Stage?
No, that was a B-side of... Oh, you mean the single?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about Bone and Drag.
Yeah, sorry. For some reason I was saying...
No, I'm saying the single.
Yeah.
Like you put those two together, it's like... Although Get Off the Stage has an accordion in it, so... It does.
Just like everything else?
No, it does. Okay, let's bring it up real quick. Bring it up.
I don't have the liner notes on these. It's just the songs.
Get off the stage.
That's about Mick Jagger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and...
Morrissey later apologized.
Yeah, he did.
Or at least in his autobiography, he said, "Oh, I was being." I mean, this is one of the rare points where he's like, "Oh, I was wrong."
Yeah.
Instead of trying.
Probably because somebody played the song to him and said, "Hey, Morrissey, take your advice."
Like, ooh.
He's like, "Ooh,
wait, now I'm 50 something.
That does kind of hurt, man. I'm sorry, Jagger."
Get on the stage. Okay, so let's hear. Okay. Oh well, I'll never learn.
Looking up at the sign, it said please keep away. And so when I ran, you see, I'll never learn.
Okay,
What?
Chapter 1 again.
Yeah.
Here I go again.
Oh wait, we got some music here first.
So anyway, I mean this.
Chapter 1 again.
I don't know. This song, it's good. It's not, it's a good little. I mean, there's nothing like.
Oh, I love this one.
I found the fountain of youth and I fell in. So it's just kind of one of these. It's kind of silly, or not silly, but it's just kind of like, a fun little song.
See, listen to that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Morrissey lost in some of the later stuff. Like as he was going through Bone of Drag, he lost the subtle guitar, the subtle guitar changes and the different guitar switches that actually made the song interesting. And it's like, no, we'll just keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Like one of the songs that I just learned how to play was First of the Gang to Die, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the not the lead guitar, but the my mind can't think. Right
rhythm?
now. The rhythm guitar. It's basically a progression of 3 different power chords
over and over again. It's
and it's just the same damn
it's like
thing
the Ramones
over and over and over and over
yeah
again.
Well, that's one thing that I know on past ones where I'm like, okay, here's this break or here's this part where it goes into almost a different song or different whatever, a change up that where all of a sudden there's the seagulls going, like on what is that? What nature is like? Oh, Ask. Where all of a sudden there's this break where it just does this whole different thing. It's where you're like, oh, that's awesome. What the?
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
What?
I need to respond to that. Hold on.
So anyway, but what you're saying, is that unfortunately Morrissey can only be as good as whoever's writing the music too. because that seems to be the way he works, is that the person will say, okay, here's some stuff I've written, and then Morrissey will weave his lyrics into it. I don't know what the process is now, but it's just like, if it's not a good song, if it's not a good music that he's given, he's going to weave his lyrics into it, but it just isn't going to be the same.
And see, that's the problem is a lot of the Smiths work, and even on Viva Hate and some of the stuff on Bona Drag, the lyrics tell a story, the music tells a story. And so that's what's important about the music, is that even that tells a story. Yeah. But in the later stuff, the music is just there as like a filler for the background, so we just don't have to listen to Morrissey's voice.
Yeah. And it's like you need both. You need to even with simple songs, I don't want to say he can't carry a song himself. Obviously,
he can, but the problem is that we don't.
We just wish that he had better songwriters.
Well, not just that. It's just that there. I mean, everybody gets this.
But he grew up. You know what? That's the thing.
It's not a knock against Morrissey at all, because everybody gets this. I even get this way when I write code. It's like sometimes I just get lazy, and it's like, okay, this will do, and I'll just get it through. And it's like, yeah, that works, but it's not the best. It's not the best product I've ever put out. And I think Morrissey got that way, and he got a little bit complacent. He's like, yeah, this will do. That's fine.
Yeah, but fortunately with this, he had something to prove.
Yeah.
And he proved it, with this single. Him and and Stephen Street.
Yeah.
We're just like, because it's only 6 months or 7 months from when the Smiths broke up to where they did release this single.
Yeah, this actually shocked me because, again, I was in Nebraska for this. And so I saw Morrissey had a single, and this was before the internet. And let's face it, the Nebraska papers didn't care a damn about what was happening over in Europe. It was more about...
Oh, yeah.
It was more about corn futures and stuff like that.
Corn futures?
So...
corn futures are up.
So I went to a music store in Lincoln, and they had this. I was like, wow, Morrissey put out a single. That's kind of cool. And the guy said, yeah, the Smiths broke up. I was like, what? What the hell? And so so that's when I found out about it. I was like, okay. But that was really, I had to go to Lincoln to find that out. Not even in the town that I grew up in.
Yeah.
And everybody looked at me strange anyway, so it didn't matter. And I didn't really care at that point because I was tired of everything. What?
Did you ever dye your hair gold? And I know very well how I got my name.
No, in fact, it's funny. You look at my hair now, and it's kind of dark, right? But it's still blonde.
You used to be, yeah, it used to be a lot more blonde.
But man, I was so freaking blonde, especially in Nebraska.
Well, it's all that corn.
Maybe, I don't know. But when I first moved here, my hair was like super gold blonde. And so I never had to dye my hair gold because it was already that color.
Yeah, you did.
In fact, I actually hated I hated my hair color because it was so blonde.
Yeah, but is it true that blondes have more fun?
I did not have
fun.
No.
Okay, so blondes don't have
Maybe that's why
fun.
I don't have gold blonde hair anymore.
Well, one thing that I would Morrissey in his autobiography talked about whenever he was in his teens, he dyed his hair gold, and I think that's a reference to
I think he says it here, right?
No, it's in
the other one.
The other one, yeah. Okay. Where I know very well how I got my name. I wonder what that name is. I think it was. What was his nickname? I
don't know.
Have you ever known somebody named Chewy? I think that was Morrissey's nickname, Chewy.
Chewy.
It's a Mexican nickname, actually. But Anyway, but whenever he dyed his hair gold, because he went or blonde, some of his teachers really bagged on him about that.
Okay, so listen to this part. This is the end of the song. I love the echo.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I love the echo there. That was, I don't know why. It's just weird to me to have that echo at the very end. Just maybe because I really like the 50s style music, and they used a lot of tremolo and echo, especially to end the song.
I was just saying that's what a good producer is able to do, is put these weird little sounds in there.
Yeah.
That you're just like, I would have never thought about doing that. Like, is it on Suedehead or is it on Every Day's Like Sunday? There's like a kind of a breeze thing going.
I think that's on Every Day.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's a bit late or good lay. Good lay. Wait, no, that's Suedehead.
That's Suedehead. Yeah.
Dang it! What do we know? We don't even know our songs.
Yeah.
But there's like this
Sunday at the very
at the end. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. So suddenly you got maybe I'm just hearing things. No, there is, but they're not gonna be able to hear it. Anyway,
which we'll actually cover next time because we're kind of running out of time.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about these songs, though, is that while the lyrics might not make total sense, like what was it, non sequiturs or that we said a long time ago, like these things that whatever, but there's still a feeling with them that makes you like actually can give you chills.
Yeah.
I mean, Morrissey, the way he can put lyrics together, and then if he has the right person writing the music, it just creates, you have this feeling. There's the feeling that comes with it, that really is probably getting across what he's saying, what he's actually trying to say. Like it's the lyrics, the music, and it creates this feeling that actually conveys what is actually being said in the song.
Yeah, and also the other thing that was kind of different here that he did differently from the Smiths is all the covers for the singles, the albums, and everything else moved away from being stills from movies or TV episodes, and they all became pictures of him.
Mm-hmm. Except for
except for the latest
later they didn't, but
all his singles,
and except for he did sneak in a selfie back on What Difference Does It Make?
Yeah, because
with the glass of milk.
he had
that
to
was
because
the
of
early
legal
signs.
Obligations.
So yeah, as you can see, for Suedehead, it was picture just him with his.
In concert.
Yeah, it was taken with the Smiths.
Wolverhampton?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, does it say on there?
Yeah. It should. Our coordination, layout. No, it doesn't say. Dang.
Anyway, yeah, I think it was it was a picture that was taken with the Smiths and probably live. But
yeah.
Butter. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this one up. So Morrissey is coming in fighting.
Yep.
Proving to the world that he still has it. Okay, well let's all right, well thanks for joining us on this episode.
Next time we will cover Every Day's Like Sunday, and we'll talk a little bit about
we're going to cover Every Day's Like Sunday on a Saturday.
And we will also cover a little bit about what happened with
what Johnny Marr was up to.
Marr, yeah, and what he was doing with so.
Oh, you want to do that in the same episode?
Yeah, I mean,
Every Day's Like Sunday's pretty.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
We'll just play it by ear.
We'll talk about it.
We'll play it by ear, because basically, like Dave said, we definitely want to cover.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, we need to, because you got You got him with Talking Heads, the Electronic.
Electronic was so awesome.
Yeah,
like,
they were great.
they all got together just to bag on Morrissey.
Well, no, but they made good music too.
Anyway.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us and for wasting a perfectly good hour with us.
Yeah.
And we'll be back soon. So let's play out with.
I think we're just going to do a Hairdresser on Fire to play out here.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the Charming Podcast.
Mo's cast.
Yeah, well, we got past the Smiths, so now it's this Charming Podcast.
Yeah.
Because we're covering everybody from the Smiths as much as we can. Mm-hmm. And so we'll do that. And then if you have any questions, comments, smart remarks, just put them down in the comments, and we'll more than likely read them, even if they're bad. Like,
yeah,
you guys suck.
Actually,
man.
though, if you have any insights on what these songs actually mean,
yeah,
because I'm just saying some of it's just interesting that whenever you read the lyrics and stuff, and you're like, I never really thought about what these. It's just this feeling you get.
Yeah.
You know, like this song.
Yep, so put that in the comments and we'll pick it up the next time.
All right, turn it up. Let's get out of here. I just love that bells.